Hello and welcome everyone, my name's Grace and in collaboration with PlayStation and Sony Interactive Entertainment Australia, I'm here to bring you my PSVR picks of the month. Now I've actually been fortunate enough to have a PSVR system myself ever since release in October 2016, so I'm no stranger to virtual reality. So without further ado, let's jump into my top 3 picks for November. Starting off with the number 3 spot is Megaton Rainfall. Developed by Pentadimensional Games, Megaton Rainfall puts you in the role of a super being who must protect humanity from an alien invasion. And let's be real, who hasn't dreamed of being a superhero at least once in their life? Now from the get-go, you're pretty strong. You have abilities such as flying and shooting projectiles from your hands, and to be honest, it makes you feel like kind of a badass. As you progress, you will be rewarded with more powers, such as dashing, telekinesis, and eventually you can actually fire a nuke. But of course, as you get stronger, so do your enemies, so you do need to be quite tactical with these powers. Now in terms of the PSVR experience, the game offers a lot of exploration. You can go anywhere on Earth, and you can even venture out into deep space. So say if you want to go and explore the Milky Way, or I don't know, land on the surface of the sun, you can totally do that. There are set missions in this game which you need to complete to progress, but honestly, I just found myself wanting to fly. It feels pretty crazy. The destructible environment and powers are a lot of fun to experiment with, so I would totally recommend giving it a try. Coming in at the number 2 spot is Invisible Hours. Developed by Tequila Works, Invisible Hours is an experience where you're basically a fly on the wall who must piece together a murder mystery. You have the freedom to choose which character you'd like to follow, but the first character you do encounter is Swedish detective Gustav, as he arrives at the mansion of famed inventor Nikola Tesla only moments after his murder. Now I'm only going to show you guys some clips from the very beginning of the game because I honestly don't want to give anything away. I found myself so immersed into this world, I just wanted to get to the bottom of this murder and work out what the hell happened. Something to note is that you can only be in one place at one time, but you are able to pause, rewind, and fast forward time. So in order to get the full picture, you'll want to play through the timeline multiple times. There's overlapping conversations, there's actions happening in different rooms at the same time, so you'll need to pause, rewind time, even fast forward at some points to see what really happened. Now in terms of the PSVR experience, it really does make you feel like you exist in that world, and honestly I felt so inclined to get to the bottom of this murder. And coming in at the number 1 spot is Gran Turismo Sport. Now obviously Gran Turismo doesn't need much of an introduction, but this is Gran Turismo like you've never experienced. Pairing the PSVR system with the Thrustmaster T GT racing wheel was an experience like no other. I felt like I was there, I was in that Audi TT, and I was a racer. Looking around inside of the cockpit of the Audi TT, a car which I love and that I'll probably never get to drive in real life, with the PSVR system on, with my hands on the wheel, it was just truly an immersive experience. The interior of the vehicles are extremely detailed, and they really do come to life in virtual reality. The driving in VR feels intuitive, and especially with the feedback from the wheel, it actually felt like I was in that race car. Being able to utilize your rear view and side mirrors also felt very realistic, and it gave you a chance to scope out where your opponent is. Out of the 3 titles that I've spoken about, I definitely found Gran Turismo Sport to be the most immersive, especially with the addition of the wheel. But that wraps it up for my PSVR picks of November. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will be back again next month with my top picks for December.